aggressive in this late. You know, get those early levels and then push your advantage. As he's going to be sitting with the IO most likely in that top lane. BGod also playing that Snapfire. Can they be deadly in the off lane or not? And the funny thing here is actually, well, the Snapfire getting caught by the entire Sand King Gómez lineup is definitely something he was not hoping to start this game with, because Lund's going to pick up first blood. But the fact that Sadman is going to be going into the off lane with that Doom and Void Spirit to stand in Rojo. How does this impact the team a little? Because I'm so used to seeing Sadman in the mid lane.
Maybe it's even easier for you to have mid laner as a stand-in, because as long as he plays the mid lane well, it's a solo lane, he can rotate afterwards, you know. On the side lanes, you kind of need to communicate, you need to understand each other a bit better. So I'd still rather have a mid stand-in than an offlane stand-in.
Well, let's see what comes out of this game, because the Cut, they're playing for a pretty important, pretty sizable win if they can score that. Playing for 3rd, 4th, or 5th if they win. If they lose, it's going to be 5th, 6th, or 7th. So you can go all the way from earning an extra $6,000 that you would potentially be getting now from 5th place to just getting kicked out of Division 2. And not seeing the Cut playing in Division 2 or in Division 1, I feel like that is pretty unheard of in the North American scene, because this is a team that you've kind of used to seeing since last year. If you've been watching DPC or the North American DPC since last year, the Cut has always been around.
Yeah. It's just a staple, right? Like you want to keep them. At the same time, if they aren't strong enough, they should be culled. Get the fresh blood in.
There is definitely a very hungry team against them. Sand King Gómez, we already said they're playing for pride on an extra $1,000. They could just lock it in here today. Wouldn't have to play that tiebreaker against Alpha. Get that little bit of extra prestige going into Division 1. I was hyped to see Sand King Gómez since the start. I was like, cool, this is the most fun name, I think, in Division 2. And then they actually also provide results. So I think I got everything I wanted out of this team during this Division 2. So I just want to see if they can pull off something fun. Like, you know, crazy wombo combos, some different itemization type of things. You know, who knows? Just, I'll leave it for a surprise.
Yeah, like we watched Oversight yesterday, right? Like they mixed things up. They found completely different strategies, and it worked really damn well for them. Like they were inventing some new Dota with Boots of Travel 2 on their carry. I think some
Nyx assassin mids.
Yeah, Nyx mid as well. Bounty Nyx. Like Tucho, by the way, top lane is just, he's CSing a lot, but they're not pressuring the TA and IO. Like they're missing a lot of their spells. So far they have been, at least. And because of that, the region war is still pretty good for the Cut, but Sand King he already has a Ring of Health. So I'm not sure, like, so far I expected maybe a little bit more from him in 9, but maybe from level 3. On the mid lane, Ember and Void Spirit, just Ember versus Void Spirit matchup, right? Like, in the last patch, you'd almost, well, not almost, you'd always rather have the Ember Spirit as your mid laner.
The only big difference maker here is the bottom lane. Doom going away with 10 last hits at the moment versus the 6 on Slark, and also pressuring him under the tower. Shido, he missed out on a couple last hits as the Doom was being annoying, forcing the creeps to hit a particular threshold that you can't get a last hit, and the tower is going to kill the creep.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I really think that Slark and Warlock should be able to, at least Warlock should enable Slark to farm here much easier. But what was happening is Yambura was in the jungle fighting with BGod, and because of that, Slark was kind of left alone, so he wasn't really the one who was getting shadow worded as well. And damn, that's a very low Void Spirit on the mid lane. Sleight of Fist
not enjoying his time, but Scourge McDuck potentially falling in the top lane. Jubei trying to pump out as much healing as possible. It's going to be enough. 9 was right-clicking away, but not enough for a kill. Very close call there.
It's the dangerous level 3. Like from from level 3 you have to be quite careful.
Oh, the Void Spirit again just being pressured in mid, and Lund just seems to find a super easy kill for himself. Doesn't have to do too much heavy lifting. Void Spirit also feeling a bit, you know, maybe a tad bit demoralized after that. Now Lund is up to 2 kills. Early Orb of Corrosion also picked up on the Ember, so he will dish out extra damage. But in the bot lane, Statman versus Shido. He got there to help out. Dark Pact already used, stun comes out, but a full Magic Wand heal. And also the Shadow Word, so Shido should be fine to stand his ground.
Yeah, I'm surprised he started running, seeing that Magic Wand. I was watching this and I was thinking, yeah, Shido's got this. He will just continue. He'll bait them. He's got a huge wand, yeah.
I was thinking he could have actually pounced into the snap and looked for a kill, but...
He's respecting them a bit too much. For his Lark gameplay, like the usual stuff that I see, he usually goes ham there. But okay, this time around, he values his life a little bit more. Perhaps because of the CS as well. Like the lane hasn't really been going that well for him. He has 14 CS versus 24 of Doom. So sometimes you just don't feel as strong considering how the lane is going.
Yep, and now they're going to get the combos out on Slark as well. Has to force the Dark Pact too, but he's already down a half HP. Upheaval slow onto the Doom and onto the Snapfire, doing a sizable amount of damage. That is 40 per second pretty much after the magic resistance.
Yeah, and Shido is like, can you please stop channeling that and killing creeps with it? Just give me the Shadow Word already.
Jubei, all right, he's just going to ward. That ward will be scouted out as well in a matter of moments. So they will see that rotation potentially kick in. But 9 has already moved towards bottom. Pounce available, but Doom, he also has an early Vanguard, so very tanky.
Yeah, that rotation, if it happened a little bit before the Vanguard, would have been good, but not right now. Right now, the Doom... You are playing into a Slark, so the Vanguard helps you, but it doesn't make you invincible. You can still die.
Only 2 kills in these first 6 minutes, but Sadman is going to get slowed up a heavily amount with this upheaval on top of him. Shido fighting him at the same time. They gank mids and find Rojo. Sadman will not even drop in the bottom lane either, so getting that mid kill, that is the Void Spirit. Down for the second time.
Yeah, Big God did manage to snatch the rune, but Lone just being that level ahead, now 2 levels ahead, managed to just run down the Void Spirit. 9 also helped out with the bushwhack.
Just a quick TP into mid for the bottle refill too. Blood grenades are now actually stackable up to 3.
Okay.
But thankfully they nerfed the Bat Rider, because we were talking about it and I was actually tweeting about it too, that yep, you can go napalm and blood grenade, it works together. Go give it a try, and now it's nerfed.
Look at this little Slark role playing as he should, you know, little thief.
Mode Skyrim.
Little thief fish going in, snatching that rune. Yeah.
Wants to get to that level 6. His lane has not been going really well.
He's now higher level than Doom. Like, he's got more experience.
Balanced. Yeah, you got like 13 less CS. Oh, interesting cookie there from B-God.
It's just that that rune is so far away. And it's kind of annoying to go for it. They are rotating Io back on the bottom lane.
See what they can achieve. Sadman is not level 6 on Doom yet, so can't lock down the Slark.
I don't think this is a kill. Doom doesn't have boots. They are coming in now, yeah.
It's like Doom is tanky, but he's not ready to kill anyone.
Exactly. Like, there's no kill potential. You're tanky, you can farm, but that's it.
Bora wanting to farm this this pull, poke the Doom on the side. Very, that's some sticky porridge right there.
Very annoying. Slark is thinking about pouncing. He almost has level 6, but as you mentioned, Doom is very tanky. Like, he won't kill you, but you probably won't kill him as well.
Cancel in mid. So Rojo Astral step closer and pop the Remnant, and now Ember is completely out of mana.
Does have a bottle
no
still.
TP scroll.
Yeah.
Jubei in trouble in top, though. Ducho was trying to look for him. Burrow Strike is a complete miss, however. Jubei gets out. A couple of mistakes happening here and there.
Yep. Woodwing TPing bottom. through the twin gate, so maybe this is another attempt at Doom's life.
There are two cores who are struggling a lot this game, and it's the Slark and the Void Spirit. Who do you think is impacted more about that? Oh, can they actually kill him? Yeah, they have Dust. Trying to go for side blade connections. The Vanguard soaks up a lot of these hits. The trap slow. Okay, the Melt Strike's going to be enough. Bushwhack comes through from 9. But 3 seconds for another refraction, and Jube just going to pump up those heals. Scourge McDuck's going to be all right.
Yeah, I feel that the rotations of Hoodwink towards the bot lane, they're not necessary that much. The chances of you killing that Doom are probably negligible. Like just staying top, playing against Io and TA, helping out your Sand King. Like he's the one that's going to pull you through the mid game. Him and Ember, obviously. Slark, just let that man feed, you know? Let him get doomed. Let him get doomed. It doesn't matter. He'll come back eventually. Just
one guy let him cook, the other guy let him feed.
Yep.
Looks like Sanking Gómez are slowly setting up for a push in the top lane. Scourge McDuck trying to keep them away. This is not the first time he's in this position. That he wants to stick around in the top lane, sitting under his dire tier 1 tower. Popping some traps to destroy the creep wave, and here we go. The initiation is there, refraction is down. For another one in 3 seconds, but there's the TPs coming in. We've got Rojo joining in on the fight as well. Dutcho very tanky though. Even this Void Spirit, the universal hero, is not going to be able to kill him right away, but 9's going to be dropping. Burrow Strike coming through, and the turnaround. Rojo's going to fall. Scourge McDuck maybe as well as Yanbora. He will get the Fatal Bonds to connect, and that is 2 cores for a support. And they're happy with that trade on the side of Sanking Gómez.
They're super happy. It was actually funny how Void Spirit TP'd in. He TP's in right next to the Warlock and just moves past him. He's like, yeah, I'm not here for you, buddy. I have bigger fish to fry. He goes in and just gets punished together with the TA. Perfect 2 kills, like exactly who you'd want to be killing at this point. And it also opens up the tower. Just going for this Sand King was... yeah, maybe not the best play.
We've seen from time to time now that this Vanguard is really paying off for Dutcho. He's only died once in this lane, and TA, we know that this hero packs a big punch. That Vanguard has really mitigated all that damage.
Isn't this Aghanim on Sand King kind of busted? It's just like, it feels like it's a lot of fun.
It does look pretty nutty.
They're so close to this stack.
Yeah, and Rojo is not enjoying his life right now. 1 Caustic Vanel pop from one of the creeps, but the Ember is going to be finishing him off. An Epicenter with a fresh Blink Dagger. Gonna find himself a second. Jube to drop.
Yeah, Void Spirit was even lucky there because the chains didn't connect on him. They went on the creeps, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah.
But not that lucky because they still have more than enough to kill him off.
They still get the kill. And now Satman gonna get surrounded. Golem with the Burrow Strike. The upheaval slow. And the pounce, he ain't going anywhere. That's an easy one now when you know you have all the slows and stuns that you need for locking down this kill. But in the river, Lund's gonna get poked by Scourge McDuck. And here comes Speedgod as well with one of his kisses. That's a big streak for him to take. But Scourge McDuck wants another kill. But however, it's gonna be a double for the snap. And Scourge is just going to have to suffice with some assists. Meanwhile, the fight continues on to Dutcho. Rojo having to astral step away.
Yeah, there was a blink on Sand King. I was thinking maybe he'll go for Snapfire, but yeah, Void Spirit kind of cut them off from his teammates. So they couldn't. Definitely not intended, but okay. I'll take it. Yeah, interesting. They got the Ember, and they needed to kill him. Ember was, at this point, having way too much of a good time. By the way, he's buying a vessel. It's an item that I'm seeing more and more now in the new patch. Like, in the old patch, it was kind of forgotten, even versus the healing heroes. But I guess you're playing versus an IO. Sand King stun.
Yeah, and he's going to find a pretty beautiful one, too, because that's going to be 1 kill, maybe even a second. Sharpshooter, the break is there. Dutcho waving his hands. No creep wave to jump to yet. No tether available. Going to get Burrow struck onto the tower. Blinks away from the trap. TP's home. Scourge McDuck, he ain't going to give a high five for him.
Yeah, TA was going in. The 9 is caught, though.
Yeah, they will find a trade-off. It's something that they might potentially find. Yeah, finally gets him with the Astral Step, but Lund gonna go for the Vessel onto the Void Spirit, and Dutcho, he's already back in action. to the TP too far away. He wants back into the fray. Mortimer's Kisses flying in. The burn is there onto the Ember Spirit, taking a hefty amount of damage, and he will actually drop. Scourge McDuck will get to live. B-God saves the day.
And it's always B-God getting the kills on him.
It's always B-God, right?
It's, yeah, Ember is... He's suffering from overconfidence, right? He's had such a good lane. He's got a couple of solo kills, like post-laning stage, he made all the right moves, but he's still killable. And he needs to be very careful because in this game, eventually TA gets sharded as well. Like you can get silenced. You can get blown up by the side of the cut very easily. So it could be one of those games in which you start feeding a little bit and suddenly your game is in a dumpster. A winning game becomes a dumpster game. B-God.
You do have definitely some strong heroes on the side of the cut as well. B-God gonna get surrounded. Doom comes out onto Lund though. Bushwhack not gonna be a connection, but the upheaval and the sharpshooter, which looks like it's gonna be enough.
Yeah,
Helps him out with the acorn shot and a double for Dutcho.
Yeah, Void Spirit kind of just chilling around, not really able to do a lot. Did you see the Echo Saber build on Void Spirit? I'm seeing it a lot now. Like,
yeah.
The Echo looks to be the build at the moment. I was questioning it, but yeah, I saw a couple of like Echo Saber and Dezo builds. Just full right click now that you're universal.
Yeah, and you have a Deso built up on the TA, so you can opt to build something different after the Echo Saber is ready on the Void Spirit. So yeah, a lot of emphasis onto the physical damage output. And I'm not sure, I wanted to talk about this a couple minutes ago when you mentioned Sand King and the Aghanims. I'm not sure if you mentioned he's actually building it, but
yeah, he is.
we are gonna get to see it in action.
Yeah. That's why I was checking it. I saw that.
Yeah.
Actually, I went over Sandstorm and I read now upgradable by Aghanim Scepter. And I didn't read the Sand King's patch notes, right? I thought he's just strong. Just because, you know?
Yeah.
And now I see that Sandstorm actually has 2 Burrow Strike spines that are created at random locations.
That's like the ultimate Roshan Pit defending ability, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice bushwhack. Sharpshooter coming out. Void Spirit gonna get deleted. Dutcho might not be lucky enough to keep his life intact, but Shido gonna get the jump with the Snapfire. That's another hero. And Sandman to drop. Make it a 3-for-1 trade.
Maybe more.
Jubei and Scourge McDuck, they have relocate available. Bushwhack catches the IO, but do they know? Now they finally see him. Vessel comes through. Shido also going to be going for the jump in. And IO dropping low on HP, but he has nowhere
now
to go. Scourge
even.
McDuck actually wanting to fight this 1v4. He can do some damage, but he might just end up falling to this many heroes. He can't do enough against them.
I'm not sure. I thought that he was running in to get tethered, right? Just to maybe help Io. But perhaps he should have ran to the right. Instead, he kind of runs to get tethered. At the same time, he sees Hoodwink. He's like, maybe I can snipe this kill. Gets super punished for it. And this is a disaster for the cut. Like, every trade that they're making is a losing trade. Like, they're never getting... they're never one-upping Sand King Gómez. They always trade like 1-4-3 or... This was a full wipe, the last fight.
Every trade you make.
Every single trade they make. Panda is watching them. He's that kind of a guy. He likes watching trades.
4K lead for Sand King Gómez. Pretty convincing early game coming out for this team. Now they have their Slark is online. Most might have been struggling in the lane, but he's doing pretty good. And Dutcho almost getting Jubei out of the way. There's a bushwhack onto 2. IO very low on HP. Remnant jump should be finishing him off.
Boomers?
Doom also fairly low here. There he finally pops it, but Dutcho, oh, he's got the epicenter. Is it going to be enough damage though? The Doom's still surviving, and Nine's not going to have the right click to burn through a Vanguard. And the Acorn shot out of all things gets the kill. 2 for 2. Still the slows coming out.
Slark's
this Sand King is fairly low. Oh, he found a regen rune out of all things, so he could be able to just go back straight into the fight. But the Slark's not going to get there.
Oh my god, the minor imps are coming. Run!
Oh, the minor imps. Looking for some damage. No, not going to happen.
Dude, this minor imp thing, I don't know. It's very funny. It's
Explode, dealing damage to all enemies around them upon death.
yeah. Look at them. They spawn in upheaval. Look at them. How much damage is that?
How much damage do they do? Oh, they actually do a pretty sizable amount, considering that they keep spawning.
There's a ton of them. Like, this is an infestation of imps.
Max health is damage 60%. 60% out of 300. Yeah, that's a lot. Void Spirit, however, that's a freebie. So every imp explodes for like 175, 180 damage, something like that.
Pretty much, yeah. Good.
When you stack them all at the same time, that's like playing against the techies.
Finish maths, I believe.
Finish maths. TA, however, Scourge McDuck, relocate save. Oh, just in time. Of course, it's Jubei.
B-God.
B-God also used Mortimer's Kisses, has a Force Staff. Gonna wait for the pounds to come out so he can break it. The distance, Scourge McDuck, he's nearby. Io coming in for that extra heal, just coming straight fresh from the fountain. Lund in the middle of all of them. He's got no hoots, no cares in the world.
Ooh.
And the Burrow Strike with the Golem. They get Scourge McDuck. They're going to get themselves the Void Spirit too. Surrounded by opponents, surrounded by imps and golems and heroes and whatnots.
Can they get more?
They've got chains of 3. Bushwhack connects on Jubei. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, he wanted to slate for damage.
Yeah, Lund, like, his chains are very unfortunate this game. Like, they're just always going on some creeps, on some random units, on some heroes that he doesn't want to chain. But they still find their kills. And most importantly, they find a kill on TA and on the Void Spirit. Like, it started off as a small little pick-off on a Snapfire, and it ended as a pick-off on TA and Void Spirit. So, perfect for King Gómez. They're just playing a better game of Dota at the moment.
They are, and they're slowing down this powerful TA. Like we've seen how much impact this hero can have. That BKB has been slowed up by several minutes now because this is a no blink TA where you're looking at a very early timing for damage. Meanwhile, the Doom is getting caught by Dutcho by 9, and they're already level 12 on their Hoodwink as well. So they have that big experience advantage. Void Spirit, he's in the bottom 4 right now.
He's just not having a game from that mid lane. Once he died solo, I believe his game just became so difficult.
This looks like the Void Spirit from last patch.
Yep.
You struggle if you don't get a good start for the game. Like, you have to have a good start for the game.
Pretty much. What they need on the cut right now is BKBs. They have one already on the Doom. TA is buying the next. Like, he's sitting on 600 gold. He needs a recipe, so 800 gold more, and they should be able to take a fight at least. Like, right now, they aren't even able to take a fight. They're just being destroyed every single time. Sand King is too big of a problem.
He is, and he's got that Aghanims as well. You know, the one thing that I was a bit disappointed about, I just saw the Sandstorm. It's not making that constant Burrow Strike spam sound. That would have been great. Like,
Yeah. Did you play StarCraft ever?
A couple times.
Yeah, so there are lurkers in StarCraft. They basically
the lurkers.
They burrow and they spam, impale constantly, and it's always that sound, just yeah.
You know, maybe they'll add that in the C patch. Ice Frog, please.
I mean, look at these spikes. Like, I don't even know which way it's sitting. Like, once he pops the Sandstorm, I literally don't know where it's gonna. It's random, but it's constant.
Yeah, and if it's like fully random, and if the code is literally just like on an XY angle, it could mean that you could have 2 Burrow Strikes spawn on the same spot as well, unless they've added like it can't spawn right next to the other one that was already created. So that could be pretty wild, just getting controlled by Burrow Strike stuns from Sandstorm. Then you have your own Burrow Strike in the mix. Then you have Upheaval and these little imps exploding around you. Like, that's literally unplayable.
It's like, this isn't my game. That's how the cut is gonna feel.
Oh, but the 5-man smoke on 5, and Stark gonna get instant doom. That's a great beginning for the cut. Instantly deleted. Yanbura, he does
they
get
still
the
want to
Burrows. They're gonna fight this one, but how much damage can they deal? Oh, that's a lot that they get. Dutcho with that Sandstorm. They're just getting stunned over and over and over again. And Scourge McDuck, he pops his BKB, but he's also disarmed from the halberd and just not doing a decent amount of, or at least enough damage onto Lund. He's got a Haze Rune as well. He's playing with them. He's toying with them right now. Sadman can't even catch up with this Ember Spirit. He's going to be able to run away.
So they,
forcing out a buyback as they just lost a lot of heroes under that tier 2.
yeah, so they buy back what the Snapfire in the end, and that's it. They did lose a lot of heroes, but TA didn't die. I think that's really...
And they killed the Slark, which was a great beginning.
Yeah, and the way Slark gets doomed is very funny too. He just runs into their smoke, and Doom manages to doom him before Slark manages to pop his ulti. Which I feel like it shouldn't happen. He probably was just super startled at that point.
I guess you always want to add a bit of extra like outplay value where you're like, maybe they lose vision of me or something, but that's literally next to like a cliff ward spot, so...
Yeah, I think you pop your ulti.
Gotta be fast.
You pop your ulti there as Slark, and you win that fight easily. But fortunately for the cut, that didn't happen. They did manage to doom him. I still think... Look, like, there's too many good targets to doom. That's a problem. Like, what do? Just buy eggs, pop that big boy on you, and hope for the best.
Hope for the best indeed.
Because, like, you need to... Realistically, you have to doom Sand King as well, right? Like, he's bringing the most control in these fights. He's probably the most important target to kill first. And then you have Ember as well, who's just a nuisance. You have a Slark. If you don't doom him, eventually he just gets way too many stacks. It's a hard game for Sad Man.
Sand King Gómez definitely playing towards the perks of the late game with this lineup. Slowing down this TA has been successful so far, but they are also getting a lot stronger. Bigod's courier has been spotted, so Sand King Gómez, they have a clear idea where the cut is going to be moving around at this time. Vision also placed down around that twin gate. Sitting in the trees, just chilling at the back. Meanwhile, the rest of the 4 are stacked up, but Bigod is trying to be, you know, sneaky here.
Nice
However,
stun.
they got their stun. Nice initiation coming out from Sand King Gómez as they were looking for that Void Spirit for drop first. The IO also caught in the bushwhack. No relocate save, and Scourge McDuck almost also dies during a BKB, but he's able to teleport home.
Sad Man. Yeah, he needs to stay there and farm for a little bit because Slark is cutting him off. He can't move back.
They can go high ground here.
Yeah. They don't have BKBs. I think that's also very important.
No BKBs, no Aegis advantage, but they're still going to go for it.
I mean, no BKBs on the cut. Like, that's more important. Like, you force them to use all the BKBs. Because of that, you can just push high ground. Maybe not even one side. Let's see. One side is safe. Pushing more is probably not because Void Spirit will be up. But they're 10k up. Like, Sand King Gómez. They can lose a fight with some really good, nice Doom, but besides that, I feel like they're winning every single team fight that goes their way.
They're just trying to push
it's because of the
towards
imps.
their next big items.
Yeah,
because of the imps, yeah. Sand King Gómez smoking up from top to bottom. This is a very good move. I really like to see this happen a lot, where you smoke up from the top, head straight to bottom, because you're going to find something valuable with it. It's a TA kill.
And the Doom is scouted too. He should be able to get away. Let's see. Yeah, he's fast enough. He kills the courier.
Is he fast enough though? Yules is available, and now maybe a potential lucky burrow strike from that Sandstorm. He's doomed, but he's just going to be chilling inside it. And that Doom is going to deal a lot of damage on the Sand King, and that will mean Dutcho's death. But they also look for the sideline, trying to get the connection on the Void Spirit. He jumps away with an Astral Step, and just back in the safety of his high ground. So, the cut,
Yep.
pretty happy that they find themselves a kill on a pretty big target too.
Yeah, and you can see the way they're drawing on the map right now. They're basically saying, let's go rush. That's it. We don't have Sand King for 30 seconds. We cannot fight. We shouldn't fight, at least, without him. Slark is still kind of lurking around. I think he's just going for the Wisdom Rune, right? Or maybe... Okay, he's snatching their Ancients first.
Could get to that level 3 ult. Now he's also picked up a shard. Has that Death Shroud. And that's almost level 18. Slark, curiously, Doom is actually the only one with a level 3 ult this game.
Just Midas,
Mainly
right?
thanks to that kill. Midas
And the kill,
and the kill on the Sand King, yeah. Big streak.
He's holding a tier 3 token. He's not really converting it into anything. He just doesn't know. Doesn't know what to switch into.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
This Doom is in a very awkward position. He's going to get Yulesed up as well, and maybe even more stuns chained up. The Glimmer Cape's there. Barrier almost soaks up the entirety of that damage, but now they don't have the Doom for 13 seconds. Does he get to live that long? Jubei was thinking about relocating for a second, but the heals seem to be sufficient for the time being with that BKB. Scourge McDuck throwing a big hit onto 9, but the stuns are there, and now Scourge McDuck needs saving. Jubei can't even get to save rescue his buddy because he's still going to end up dropping. Scourge McDuck down. Bigot's going to be dropping as well. It's going to be a dieback, and on the Doom as well. They're going to find another. That's going to be 4 kills. Sand King Gómez run them down.
Yeah, I feel like we will not see an upset in this particular series. Sand King Gómez just... unlike Alpha, they're looking as strong as throughout the season. Look at all those spikes. Like, what the hell is happening? That's too many, right?
Too much.
Because they
you're gonna draw a line somewhere, but it's too much.
they stun you, right? 2 Burrow Strike spines are created at random locations, each having 65 radius. Yep. They apply Burrow Strike damage and stun to enemies hit. And they're just like you're not going to dodge that. There's just way too many spawned around him.
Yeah, and if you get hit by one of those, that's almost a 2-second stun. You might get another one connected, then you have the Yules that can be bought for another 2.5 seconds, and by then, you're going to have another actual Burrow Strike up on the Sand King. Maybe you get lucky, you get a 4th Burrow Strike to connect from that Sandstorm. So you can, technically, you could perma-stun somebody to death and not let them play the game with Dota at all.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't work that way, and that it can't be overlapped at least. But
you gotta be super unlucky if that happens.
Yeah.
If you are the target dying to Sand King, that is.
Yeah, it's one of those Ice Frog things, you know? Like, you see it and you say thank you, Ice Frog, when you're playing against it.
All right, the cut, they're gonna smoke up. They use the scan on bottom, but can they get to Roshan fast enough? It's doable. It's definitely doable. This is big.
Warlock can actually farm now with the shard. Look at him. He was actually farming, just defending out, pushing the lane. They are smoking up though.
Yeah, they're coming for this Roshan. It's down a half HP. Sand King Gómez got to be ready for it. Blink instantly from Sand King as well as he throws himself into the air with the Yule's going to get doomed up, but Lunt's coming in. Shido's coming in. Scourge McDuck, he's disarmed right now. Can't hit any targets, but the Ember Spirit in the middle. Lunt's going to be dropping very low. It's going to get silenced up as well. And a 1-for-1 trade. The 2-for-1 trade, even in this case. The Isle's going to be buying back into the fight as well. Shido's trying to fight against them as well, but there's all deep popped as well. Sadman going to be dropping very low on HP. Scourge McDuck also going to be dropped. The Imps and the Epicenter. Everything thrown onto the cut, and that is going to be game. Sand King Gómez, they basically just rattled them over. They go for the full-on team wipe and an ultra kill for the Slark. There's no coming back after that.
Yeah, the question now only remains, do they go Rosh or do they push high ground for some buybacks? I feel like Rosh is probably safer. That's what they will do. They have bought back the Sand King. Sand King Gómez, you know, if your Sand King dies twice and he doesn't have a buyback, it's a death loss. You just lose instantly. So they need to make...
It's a win condition, yeah.
They need to make sure that Osho is alive. Okay, just easy Rosh. A lot of stacks stolen by Slark. They get the Antagonims, they have the Lincolns too now.
Like, spawning imps to explode on Rosh.
Yeah, like one thing that they are missing in this game that you can see is because of the Sand King on the offlane, they're lacking a lot of utility. They don't have a lot of saving tools as well. Hoodwink with the Force Staff is pretty much it. So
our curiosity question. Can Warlock solo Roshan with upheaval?
I really hope not. Like,
it's a 16-second duration with a 35-second cooldown, so probably not. But Scourge McDuck going to get jumped by Shido. Cookie save coming out. Sharpshooter will miss.
Ember silence.
Couple abilities missed out on Sand King Gómez, and Scourge will get a couple big hits. The Ember Spirit very low on armor, but they are already finding a kill on Jubei. And then Sarm onto the TA coming out as well, but on the side, Sandman going to get dropped with that Doom, and B got to fall. Rojo trying to do his best to get on the Sand King, on top of him at least, try to look for a kill. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening. More buybacks coming out. The TA is forced to rejoin the fight. Sandman trying to run away from Lund. But that DD rune, this Ember Spirit, he's just rejoicing with that kill. And another stun that's going to be onto Rojo with that Void Spirit. Doesn't look like he's got anywhere to go. Going to get rooted up by the chains. This time Lund's not going to miss them. He's going to get hit by the stun, though, from the Snapfire and will actually drop. But Cheeto, Ducho, they're very low. They can still probably follow through. Another Burrow Strike onto the TA, forcing the BKB out of Scourge McDuck.
I'm surprised Ember...
Will get healed up by Jubei.
I'm surprised Ember isn't buying back. Like, this is the last fight. He's still chilling.
Vibing to all the way to the end.
Yeah, his teammates are diving the fountain, you know, trying to complete the end.
Oh, Scourge McDuck, he just got stunned by Sand Burrow. What do you even call that? Just a Burrow Strike?
It's the same, I guess, yeah. Just the spike.
Just the spike.
Spines. Burrow Strike spines.
Oh, yeah, spines, yeah. That's true. Bottom lane to fall, that's going to be Mega Creeps. Only getting worse for the cut. Still no success.
Just look at that. Look at that. It just spikes everywhere. It's scary.
Yeah.
Slark, sir?
Goes pretty deep, but he's got a lot of armor. He's got 46 armor currently with all these stacks that he's stolen. And he could even just pop a Death Shroud as well inside the fountain. He doesn't give a he's just going to kill them all. He gets taunted by the Remnant and has to try to pounce away.
That's a... Yeah, he still lives. He still lives. Sand King now, it's his turn.
Oh, we got Cookie deeper in, but does get the 4-staff save. And the epicenter from Ducho, but he is low. He will take down Scourge McDuck. Nevertheless, he will fall. Shido to chase Rojo. He's got his spells on cooldown, but there's the GG call to cut. They finally had enough. Sand King Gómez to take game 1.
Okay, what I really liked about the cut, at least something, right? Like they had a really bad game, but what I really...